It was when I heard the service to duty of Charles McGee, the last surviving Tuskegee Airman. I got to be honest, I was so moved when President Trump announced that he was promoting him to Brigadier General. I swelled with pride, and I find it hard to really put in words what General Charles McGee's life and service means to this country and means to me. Joining me now to discuss, District Media President Beverly Hallberg. Beverly, I mean, there were so many wonderful moments at the State of the Union. That one got to me because the 100 years, the history he's seen, the progress that he's seen, and the pride that he had just touched me deeply.
Of course, it's the greatest generation, and when you talk about him and others who served with him, not only did they help to liberate Europe, they also helped the civil rights movement in the United States. So, tremendous hero that we have there, and I love that he had his great-grandson there as well, who stood up. Love seeing that, because what we need to do, as we see so many World War II vets passing away, we need to carry on their memory. So I loved that he was honored in this way at the State of the Union address.
And in such great shape. I think he got up and down like 3 or 4 times. He looks great. All right, I'm going to cheat a little bit here. I got 2 winners this week, and the other one I'm saying it's Twitter. And it's not because I had a good earnings report this week, no. Actor James Woods is back. In fact, he returned today with one heck of a tweet. Here it is. I've tried so hard this past year to live without the wealth of knowledge available on Twitter, but this kind of blazing insight can be found nowhere else. So I'm back. AOC. He had something to say about that. You know, the actor even took some shots, got a shout out from the king himself. Check this out. President Trump saying, welcome back, James. So Twitter, all abuzz, conservatives really thrilled. I got to tell you, he's got an amazing sense of insight, a sense of humor, and he pushes it, but he pushes it in a way that people like. Real quick, I want to get in my loser, if you don't mind, Beverly.
Go ahead.
Former U.S. Senator found the need to make fun of Dr. Ben Carson, suggesting that he was made to squat in this photo so that he would be visible. And I got to tell you, I have been the only black person so many times in rooms in my life. The last thing I would think is that someone, I mean, especially a so-called liberal, would try to demean or ridicule that. I mean, true racism is trying to make a black person feel like a victim, even when they're clearly succeeding. I'm really shocked that Claire McCaskill went there.
And by the way, the reason why Ben Carson was in the coach section for this photo is because he had a first-class ticket. He was the one who was actually in first class. And by the way, just to echo what you're saying there, whether you're female, whether a minority, so often you have liberals out there who think you can't think for yourself and be part of the Republican Party. So I think it just points out really the hypocrisy on their part to think that we can't think for them ourselves.
Yeah, are you surprised that this kind of stuff still happens, that maybe, you know, she's not in D.C. anymore. She's on TV. You know, that she let her guard down, but that someone would be, of her stature, wouldn't be thoughtful?
Well, here's what I think happened. So mentioning Twitter and what Twitter can bring, I think Twitter is fantastic, but there's also a lot of negative things that can happen. And I think what people do is surround themselves with people who think like them and say, how can I get the retweet? How can I get the laugh? And so I think she was trying to be provocative, to be relevant, since she's not a senator anymore. And so I think she made a very poor decision. So I agree with you on a loser this week for her.
All right, well, I got to tell you, there have been a few times I thought I wanted to be provocative and I just hit the cancel button. But so you can go there. I know what you're talking about. You can go there.
If you question it, just don't do it. That's always my motto.
All right, who's going to be the winner next week?
Well, a winner for me this week was Donald Trump. What a fantastic week he had. You mentioned the State of the Union address, but besides that, I want to point this out. Gallup poll has a new job approval rating, the highest since he has taken office. He was doing a victory lap yesterday, but what a win for him. It's been quite a week.
It has been quite a week. Hey, I love doing this with you, Beverly. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.
You too. Thanks.